if the U.S. stock market suddenly went into an unexpected broad market decline of greater than 25% and still heading south, what would you tell us to help us stay the course?
Well, the first thing I'd say was, who the heck knows whether it's still heading south? It may have stopped going down at 25%, and a lot of them do stop in the 20-25% range. But, it's an opportunity to buy more, and certainly, there are a lot of funny ways of, it's not very hard to give advice on these kind of things. But the one piece of advice I would categorically give to everybody, for God's sake, don't stop a program of regular investing because the market goes down. You're killing the whole value of dollar cost averaging. And it may go down for a few more years. Who really knows? But so much the better when you're putting money in every month, because it will come back. I think we're in a little dangerous territory now, as I tell people. But the 25% drop, 35% drop is easily possible. It's always possible, just because markets are markets. So I think the questioner is right to say, what should I do? And I guess the answer generally is, don't do something, just stand there. Protecting yourself from inflation in the stock market is a very difficult thing. There is very little correlation even over intermediate term periods with stock prices and inflation. There is a direct correlation, a very high correlation between dividend payments and inflation. And those lines almost overlap each other. Curiously enough, I think I had one of those charts in that ancient Princeton thesis. But dividends are highly correlated. And I think we should spend more time thinking about dividends rather than market values, because market values are all over the place, and dividends are pretty reliable to go up a little bit each year, like inflation is. And now, someone mentioned the other day, I think it was Jonathan maybe, that there in what was that year, 1979 or 80, dividends went down 22% on the S&P 500. That's an extraordinary event. It was the biggest decline in dividends since 1929, 1933. So, it just doesn't happen over and over again. And in that case, what was most extraordinary about it, it didn't reflect a general drop in dividends. It reflected the elimination of dividends by almost all the banks. They had to stop paying their dividends. So I wouldn't give that much credence. I think dividends are fairly secure, and you should be worried not about the value of your estate, but about the income-producing capacity of your estate or your retirement plan, because that's where you go out. Once a month you go out to the mailbox and get your mutual fund dividends and your Social Security check, and then you come home and have a nice dinner, live in a nice house, whatever else you want to do. So we should focus. I really believe this so strongly. We should focus more on the inherent value of our investment program than on the market value, because markets are crazy things, and that's what makes investing so difficult. And if you want to look at it that way, so much fun.
Do you think, Jack? Do you think the market has become more efficient than it was 10 or 20 years ago, or less efficient?
I believe the market is precisely as efficient as it was 70 years ago. And I picked that 70 years for a reason. And that is, I showed them in my proposal to start an index fund, I showed directors the performance of the average mutual fund. They were all large cap funds then, compared to the S&P 500. And the mutual fund lost for the S&P 500 won by 1.6% a year. The article I wrote, which I mentioned to the Financial Analyst Journal about index funds, I brought up to date to the previous 35 years to 2015 probably. And the gap was exactly the same, 1.6 percentage points. That may be just a happy accident that they're exactly the same number, but it suggests that whatever efficiencies there were then, there are now. Whatever management ability was able to overcome it now, it's the same as it was then. There's no evidence that this institutional market of today is much different than the individual dominated market of the 30s and 40s and 50s. And why would there be a difference when, you know, all these institutions are just composed of human beings, and they want to do better than one another. And, you know, whether the human beings are institutions or real human beings, the market is going to be quite efficient, but never perfectly efficient. And this is true for every year of the past 70 years, and even before that. And it's, you know, the efficient market hypothesis is right some of the time and wrong some of the time, which I think means it's a lousy hypothesis. So I don't see any evidence that the market is less efficient or more efficient now. None. Did I make my position clear?
Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something new today on investing. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to destroy the like button, and as usual, if I missed anything, drop it down in the comment section below. And if you're new here, please subscribe for more videos and real investing advice. Check out some of my other videos from my investing playlist where I talk about the most important topics and teach you what to do. So, until next time, stay the course and keep investing on a regular basis.